cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night.
Hello and welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Welcome to another Doing with the Dixon video. So today we are going to be prepping all of our meat for Christmas. So I already washed my oxtail, trimmed some of the fat off because they were huge oxtail, but they had like a lot of fat on them, or at least the bigger ones did. So I went ahead and trimmed those off. I still need to prep my pork roast for the tamales, so I'm going to go ahead and season that up, and then I need to tackle the prime rib. So this is my first time trying to make a prime rib, and I am going to dry brine it from today until Christmas morning, so about 2 days in the refrigerator, and hopefully it turns out right. I'm still debating on how I want to go about cooking it. I've seen several different methods, from starting out hot and then slow cooking it, or slow cooking it for a while and then turning up the heat. I've seen some people sous vide it, smoke it, and I still don't know which way I want to take mine. Kind of leaning towards just doing it in the oven, cooking it slow, and then turning it up to broil to like kind of give it that nice hard crust with the seasoning and everything. But like I said, I'm probably gonna watch a few more videos and kind of figure out my way on how I want to do that. The oxtail, I'm doing some smoked. Probably just gonna season all of them with some jerk, a little bit of jerk, so it's not too hot. I couldn't find the wet seasoning, which is like so delicious. Our Walmart didn't have it, grocery stores didn't have it, so, and it won't get here in time for me to have them like marinating overnight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now with the dry seasoning that I have. And then I have to wrap gifts. Like, I still have a lot that I need to do before Christmas. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and season up my oxtail, and then I'm going to season up everything else. I also will look at the prime rib and see if we need to trim anything, because in a lot of the videos, they talked about trimming off the silver skin, or I don't remember the exact term that they used, but it was something silver, which is like a little bit tougher, so you want to trim that off. So we'll look at the prime rib and kind of go from there, see if we need to trim any of that stuff off. The carnitas should be very easy. I'm just going to chop up the pork butt and season that, and then the oxtail, like I said, I already did the hard part of trimming that, so I just need to season it. But let's get into it. Alright, so I have my prime rib in front of me. I'm going to grab the kosher salt, because that's what they recommend using, because it's a thick piece of meat and you want the salt to get all the way down to the middle of the meat. So I'm going to use kosher salt, and I'm going to use some ground pepper, and then I think I'm going to use the Montreal steak whatever that steak seasoning is, because we have some of that too, and I saw a lot of people using that. I'm not going to put too much garlic because Evan doesn't like a whole lot of garlic on his stuff, so I would hate to make this and then he not eat it because there's so much garlic, because I have seen recipes where there's like tons and tons of garlic, but we're not going to do that. We're going to just use a pre-mixed seasoning and some kosher salt. Unfortunately, by the time y'all see this, it will be too late and I would have already have made a decision. But right now I'm kind of in between, but I think that this is that little silver part that you want to pull off, and it's coming right off, so that's good. Like I said, this is my first time making one, and then we brought it earlier this week, so I had to freeze it. So I'm just hoping that, you know, it turns out good. We'll see. That is a lot of whatever it is. All right, just gonna snip this off. I do want the seasoning to make its way through, like all the way through. But yeah, so this is what we're working with. Fingers crossed that it turns out okay. All right, so I'm gonna start with the kosher salt. Still, we don't really use this that often, so it's still in the box. And you want to season liberally because this is a thick cut of meat. And then, so I'm gonna put seasoning on here, but then you also make a herb butter. So it should be very flavorful. It should be very, very flavorful. I'm not gonna cover it when I put it in the fridge. Everyone that I've seen that does the dry brine, they just cover it and then not cover it, I'm sorry. They just put it on the pan and then put it into the fridge. Now, I did see someone say they were going to brine theirs for like 10 days. I don't know. I feel like that's like more of an aged steak. But I don't know. I mean, it might have turned out really good. I didn't see the results, so I can't tell you. Pat that in. Loving it. Show your meat some love. I hope I'm not like over salting, because kosher salt can be very, 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 very salty. I also bought some fresh herbs so that I can make my little compote butter. Compote, I don't remember. All right, so I have seasoning on every side. I'll pat that in some. Get it down there too. Anywhere to spill left out. Alright, so got everything all nice and seasoned up. And now I'm going to put this in the fridge and we'll get to season up our carnitas. I am gonna flip it over because last time my wonderful husband didn't flip the meat back over because I had left it on the bottom. So we're just gonna avoid that and I'm gonna flip it back over. Back. I already cut up my pork shoulder. We just did a small roast this time because I don't need to make a whole lot of tamales. That's fine. So I'm just gonna throw these in a bowl. And you don't have to season it overnight. I just like to season my stuff ahead of time, so when I'm ready to cook it, all I gotta do is take it out and put it in to the pot. I'm gonna make them in the crock pot probably tomorrow. More than likely, I'm just gonna make the tamales tomorrow. Or at least I'll have the carnitas done. But I really just want to have everything done so I don't have to worry about doing it on Christmas because I want to sit back and enjoy
watching us open presents.
Yes. So I'm just going to put a little salt. I'm not going to go too heavy with salt on the meat.
For all my haters out there.
Haters?
Yeah, I got haters.
Oh boy. Some cumin.
All my haters.
Bye.
I want to help.
I hate the way cumin smells. It smells like musk.
They just ran to your room.
Get out. Paprika.
Woo! Got him.
Chili powder.
Ooh, they jumped like to your bed. They jumped onto your bed.
They did not. Boy, you better get them all messed up. No. Okay. So all the meat is now seasoned. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the fridge. Ignore my dogs because they're going insane. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the fridge. Everything else is already in the fridge. And then we'll be back tomorrow to probably go ahead and start on the tamales. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Right now I gotta go and wrap some gifts up. All right, I'm back. It's the next morning. This is what my carnitas are looking like. So I've seen a lot of people don't season theirs before they cook it. They just kind of put it in there, boil it, and then they season it afterwards. Well, I'm going to do both because I like for my meat to be like really seasoned. And I love seasoning things the night before and letting the seasoning soak all the way through. But I will scale back on the amount of salt that I put in, just so that it's not over salty. Also, I don't have a bone. I do not have a bone-in roast. This was just a small little roast that I got because I don't want to make like a ton of tamales. Even if I do though, I'll freeze them because that was a recommendation that I saw. You can assemble them and then just freeze them. for later. So here's what we have. This is what we have so far. I'm going to toss in a couple bay leaves. I'm going to quarter an onion and put that in there. And then I'm going to drop some peppercorns in there. So let me grab my bay leaves, which are down here. Just gonna drop 2 of these in here. Peppercorn. I'm gonna throw in some, let me get the onion. This 4 cups of water. I just want to cover the meat and have a little, just a little higher than the meat. So you want to make a little extra broth because you're going to use your broth in your masa as well as your red sauce. So I think that should be good. That's 8 cups. I'm going to put just a tad bit more in there. I just added 2 more cups. And now I'm going to turn this on, let it boil, and then I'll be back because I'm going to have to skim off the foam that comes from boiling your pork. You don't want that in your broth because you want a nice clear broth when you get ready to make it. To put it into like your sauce and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna turn this on, let it boil. I'll come back, get the foam off, and then we'll turn it down to a simmer for about 2.5 hours. So we'll be back. All right, so everything is boiling now. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this down, and I'm gonna get all the foam out. Okay, so it has been cooking for an hour and a half maybe, so I have a little bit longer to go. It's looking really tender. and it smells amazing. It smells amazing. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Oh yeah, that's like really, really tender. So according to my timer, there's about like 30 minutes left. So I'm gonna let it keep going for a little bit longer. It smells so good. While that is happening, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start the chili sauce. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make my chili sauce. So I'm using ancho chilies, and then I have some chipotle chilies that I'm going to use because I really like the smokiness of the chipotle. So I'll show you real quick which ones I'm using. So I have this can, and then I also have a couple of little small cans just in case I wanted to add some more. But I'm going to use about 4 or 5 ancho chilies, and then I'm going to use this to start my red chili sauce. So I took my ancho chilies, I already cleaned them, I washed them, took out the veins and the seeds, so there should be no seeds in here, or a little, very small amount of seeds if there are any. And I have my chilies now kind of rehydrating, so I put them into a pot with some water and I let it come up to a boil. I'll probably let it cook for just a few more minutes, then I'll cover it up and let them continue to soak in that hot water so that it'll be 100% rehydrated before we get ready to make our sauce. Our meat is done, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off and take it out the pot, and then we'll get to shredding that. Alright, so what we're going to do now is transfer the meat into the smaller bowl so that I can get ready to shred it. And I'm going to kind of make sure that I don't get any of the like bay leaves or any of that in there. I'm actually going to use a bigger bowl. So I tasted it and it's really tender. I am going to add a little more salt as I go along, because I didn't put any salt in the water besides what I had already had on the meat. So I will add some salt in there. Trying not to get the onions and everything, but it'll be okay. Take that out. It's so tender. This is probably like the tenderest pork that I've gotten. Very tender. Like, look, it's just falling. I can't say it's falling out the bone because I didn't have a bone, but it's definitely falling apart. And it's also fine if there's onion in here, because we're gonna shred this and cut it up so fine you won't even really notice any chunks of onion or anything. So, and that'll be fine. And I'm gonna shred my meat while it's hot, because as it gets cooler, the harder it'll be to shred it. So I want to shred it while it's good and hot. Don't want the peppercorns in there though. So I'm going to take out any peppercorns I see, because I don't want that in my meat. Some people use a spice bag. I didn't have any, so I figured I'd be able to see the peppercorns to pull them out if I needed to. and we have all this nice broth left over. We'll strain that so that we can make our chili sauce and our masa. All right, here we go. This is all the pork, nice and shredded. It is so tender and moist. So I'm gonna go ahead now, and I think I'm gonna start the chili sauce, and then we'll work on the masa. So now I'm gonna go ahead and strain my broth. So right now, this is what it's looking like. It has some onion bits in there. Oh, a whole piece of meat is still in there. But I'm gonna go ahead and pour it in here and strain that out, so we have a nice clear broth. Seems like I missed a good bit of meat down in there. But that's still a good bit of broth, and it got the majority of the little bits of everything out. I'm just gonna grab this meat and then shred that up, or let one of the kids eat it, I don't know. But broth is still nice and hot. So now we can get to making everything else. All right, so now we're gonna put the peppers into a blender. These are the rehydrated ancho chili peppers. I'm gonna put these in there, and then I'm also going to put in some chipotle that's in adobo. That is not from any recipe. That is just from me because I like the taste of chipotle. I like the smokiness that it adds, and I also could not find the other peppers that they were recommending. Yeah, I went to several stores and they were all sold out. Tamales are very popular in this area, as you can imagine. So, and I guess that's what happens when you wait till the last minute, because I was not going to make these initially, but when I decided to, yeah, it was last minute. Alright, so those are all of my ancho chilies that I rehydrated. Smells very peppery. And I'm gonna add my chipotles in here. It smells so smoky, so delicious. So I'm just gonna put a can in here. I don't know how many peppers are in there. But I put a can, that can, and then one of the small ones. So I really want the red color, because the ones that I have are not giving me that super red color. It smells so good. Alright. And there's that. Alright, so I'll put the measurements across the screen for everything, but I'm putting in some oregano. Some garlic powder. Some salt, because remember I skimped back on the salt in the pork. So I'm gonna put some salt in here. Some pepper, just some ground black pepper. And some cumin. Just a teeny bit more of the salt. Alright, and now I'm going to start off by putting in 2 cups of broth. Well, I'm going to start with 1 cup of broth, and we'll see kind of how it goes. That is not exactly 1 cup, but I kind of want to just see the consistency that we get. Alright, I'm going to add. Oh, that smells amazing. That smells so good. Oh my goodness. Alright, so we're at 1.5 cups. Wow, that smells good. And the last thing I'm gonna put in there is a bouillon cube. I'm gonna just kind of crush this up. It smells so good right now. It just smells so good. All right, so I'm gonna get that in there, turn it on. I didn't put any onion in here because I have the little bits of onion that were still in the meat, so I think it should be okay without adding onion in there. But we're gonna let this run until it kind of liquefies it. So here's what we have so far, and I'm gonna go ahead and strain it and make sure it's thin enough. I might have to add a little more broth to it. So this is everything that we stopped from going into our red sauce. Just bits of peppers and things like that. We're getting ready to brown our oxtail. I just put some oil in a pan. I'm going to brown it on all sides before I put it into the crock pot just to seal in all the flavor. Merry Christmas to you. Well, it'll be after Christmas, of course, by the time y'all actually get the video. But today is Christmas Day. It's been a great morning so far. Everyone has loved all the gifts that they've gotten. And now we're just kind of hanging out. They're out there playing with the game or whatever. And I'm cooking. So I prepped tamales. No, I made tamales yesterday. And I have my oxtail on that I have prepped, Friday night, I think. I think y'all will probably see that footage too, because I ended up not being able to capture how I made every single thing. But I did get the prep stage at least. So it got kind of hectic after a while. But here's the oxtail. We ended up not smoking them just because we were tired and didn't feel like doing it. So put them in the crock pot, make it much easier on everybody. And then I had the prime rib in the oven. And then, like I said, I made the tamales yesterday. So this is what's left. We had a little incident, but they turned out really, really good. Everything tastes so good so far. The only thing I had to make today is some rice. I'm gonna make some greens, and I think that's it. some rice, some greens. Oh, I have some yams I already put in the oven. I started baking those this morning, and I'm just gonna let them kind of sit in the juices, and then I'll throw them back in the oven to finish them off after I get the prime rib out. I wanted to, or turn the heat up on the prime rib, because right now it's on 250. It's been on for like an hour maybe. It's at 90 degrees. So I used a little meat thermometer, and we want it at 140, 142 for medium. I don't want rare. I don't want rare at all. I don't want medium rare. I want straight up medium. So I'm hoping that if we get it to 140, then we have to let it rest for like 30 minutes, and then you put it on high to get the crust and whatnot. So I'm hoping that if I take it out at 140, I let it rest and then put it in to get the crust on there, it'll be at like that perfect medium temperature. We'll see. But I'm gonna show y'all what I got for Christmas. So I have one of them on. Oh my gosh, there we go. I got this from Mariah. This is one of my gifts, and it came with earrings. And then she also got me.
Oh, what's up, Pastor?
She also got me that. And then guess what they got me? Something I have been asking for a long time. And they got me my waffle iron. Like, I have been asking for this thing for so long, and I'm so happy. Then I got a nice one too, that like that hotel quality one. So yeah, we definitely gonna be making some waffles while we're off. Yeah, and then I got a Gucci perfume set. It smells so good. It is the Gorgeous Gardenia, and this is what it comes with. It smells so good. Mariah got some Juicy Couture perfumes. They smell good. She got some Bath and Body Works stuff. I think it was like strawberry shortcake. That thing smells so good. Oh, strawberry pound cake. It smells really good. I think I had that one before.
Why does this all smell like cologne?
It smells like perfume.
Oh, the black one. Oh, the little gold one doesn't.
And then lastly,
Can I smell it?
yep, go ahead. I got a tote bag. He said I could take it to work. I guess I will. I don't know. I don't know if they need to be seeing my bags or whatever. But just take the big one out. The big one probably easier. I just sprayed it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna go watch movies. I don't even think I showed y'all Evan's Christmas presents. Like,
I really want to watch the Trolls movie.
Is it out yet?
It's in these movie theaters.
I guess let me see. It's been a long time since we went to the movies on Christmas Day. Maybe tomorrow though. Let's see if they got some seats tomorrow. I don't know. Those are Evan's Christmas gifts. The bean bag. And then the TV. Well, bad TV over there. Got fixed. So everybody got what they wanted for Christmas. Now they playing the game. But I'm gonna sit down and wait until I got to go check on some food. So I'll check back in there. The moment of truth. Evan is getting ready to cut into the prime rib. Y'all ain't see me right now. You ain't see me right there. Huh? Thank you, Mom. Very much. Dad's job is always to carve the meat.
I'm so used to carving ass. The suspense bills.
I'm like, read this. Oh, that's so hard.
How many slices you want me to cut?
No, I ain't.
Huh?
Okay, definitely juicy. I was not going for medium rare. Because, you can't do that. Kids ain't hardly gonna eat that.
I already had a donut.
No.
Okay.
There you have it, folks. He approved. And I'll be getting ready to eat dinner.